Welcome back to another episode of this Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got Wayne, Tim, and Ethan. Sixers just finished up. Second night of a back-to-back. They faced another team that was playing the second night of a back-to-back, the Cleveland Cavs. And we swept the series this year. This game, it was all about Embiid. Embiid doing Embiid things. And we had a James Harden side. James Harden shooting was still off. He still had 4 turnovers, but he had a triple-double with 10 assists, 10 rebounds to go along with what he had, 20 some points. I just had it. And he made a couple clutch plays down the stretch. So we had our superstars Embiid and Harden close us out tonight, and we got the win. Thybulle with an outstanding defensive play. This is why you put Thybulle in the game down that stretch and make sure that he's in there on your last defensive possessions of a game. What y'all get tonight? Anything? Nothing?
Go ahead, Tom. You like something on this game?
Go ahead. I'm labeling us out right
now. Good game. Both teams played hard. Yeah, we started off slow. B did carry the team, man. Maxey came in, made some huge shots in the third quarter, helped us get out that comeback, take the lead. Listen, Harden's still off. He took advantage of what he had to take advantage of. That he kept getting the switch. They did what they supposed to do. They was hunting marketing at the end.
Oh, yeah.
They kept switching. Huh?
They were. I was agreeing with you.
They kept switching. Harden was getting marketing. His lateral movement ain't that good. And took advantage of it. Got his fouls or he got to the free throw line or he scored. So that's what you're supposed to do. You know, take advantage of the mismatch they did. Sixers won a good game. Sixers won a tough game. Tough game in Cleveland. They won. Was it ugly? Yeah, it was an ugly game. I think they both was on back-to-backs. If I can.
They played the Knicks last night.
And they both had to travel. Yeah.
They both was on back-to-back. So Sixers, like I said, this is their norm though. They hit 11 threes, 30-something%. This is more of a normal game from the Sixers than the game before. Are we grinding out and win? Do I want to grind out all these games and win? No, but Cleveland's a solid team. Are they great? No. Do they got great bigs? No. So they hustle. We got a lot of old boards, a lot of points off that, a lot of putbacks. So we did what we had to do to win the game. I still would like to see Harden play better. I know, y'all happy came through in the clutch, but he missing too many wide open threes for me. He got to start making that. Got to start making the putback. I mean, the shots, some misses were in and out, but some was just air balls, bad shots. I don't know what's going on with him, but hopefully he gets it together. We about 2 weeks away from the playoffs, so hopefully we go in this playoff strong. We go into the playoffs strong, hopefully.
Yeah, I guess that the Cinderella pumpkin with Tobias. It wore off because he was 0 for 5 tonight. So he was hitting last night, but tonight, not so much. But good game. Because the first half was brutal. We were missing everything. And they was hitting everything. And they was uncharacteristically making all their 3-point shots. And
they've been shooting well lately. Cleveland.
This is the last couple of games they have.
Oh, you talking about the Sixers or the Cleveland? You talking about Cleveland?
Yeah. Okay. But we couldn't hit nothing. And then but Maxey got in foul trouble. He ain't got in foul trouble that first half, so he didn't even play the second quarter. We missed him because we was forced to play Korkmaz, and we know why. We know why he on the bench, but we realized again why he's still on the bench because
it was reaffirmed.
Exactly, that's what it is. It was confirmed. It was reaffirmed. He should not be getting no playoff tick at all. But I'm proud of Joel. Joel balled out for us. This game belongs to him because everybody else was struggling. Maxey couldn't get in the game. Again, Tobias was struggling. Harden he had a triple-double, and I respect the triple-double, but his shooting percentage was terrible. But the person who was dominant, they couldn't stop him inside. It was like they couldn't do that with him. With Joe, there was a lot of stuff going around saying the board Giannis took over the MVP lead, but tonight's game, Joel,
you know how they do.
Yeah, but Joel balled. I'm proud of the boy. He carried us. He really did.
He did.
And listen, I agree. Hard. He got it. I'm hoping that he can get hot with his shooting over the next few days, going into the playoffs, or even like during that little break beforehand. But I do have to say, he makes it easier for Embiid. That pick and roll. Remember that pick and roll everybody had. That pick and roll is nice, and Embiid doesn't have to work as hard when you can get him the ball moving like that, where he doesn't have to fight through 2 or 3 people to get in position to shoot a shot. I think that pick and roll helps him out a lot.
It was working tonight. It was working.
It been working lately. It been working.
Because what happened was, what I noticed today, I don't know, because they don't have a big inside presence. They got tall boys, but they don't got that presence, that physical girth to stop Embiid. But Embiid was able to get in there, and he was just, that pick and roll was getting there. He was laying the ball up at will, dunking at will. Him and Harden
got the size.
Chemistry.
Yeah, they don't have the size.
They got the height, but they don't got the girth. Like the boy, they got that young boy that was in there was a 7-footer and athletic.
You see how many bunnies he was missing though? He missed a lot of bunnies.
Imagine when he actually gets some touch on the game, when he actually gets some, he gonna be nice.
Yeah. Embiid, this game should keep him back in the MVP run. I know everybody went crazy about the game Joker had earlier today. He had 38 and 17. So Embiid, this game should keep him there. You know, all this Joker love was coming up, but Embiid, he showed why he should still be in the consideration of the MVP with his 40. What Joker had 38 and 17, and B had 44 and 18. So he still Embiid did his thing. He literally had the team on his back for most of that game, man. So, and that was good to see. Good to rely on him. I don't know what his turnovers was. He had a few, but it wasn't in too much of critical situations. But they do try to trap him and things like that. So, but
and listen, I get it. The Cavs ain't have missing Allen and Mobley, but guess what? The Sixers swept them this year, and they have had them during this season. So I'm not taking nothing away from the Sixers beating them with the team that they had out there. The Sixers have beat them 4 times this year. Cleveland and Chicago, the Sixers have not lost to this year. So if anything, those 2 teams should be teams that it should be expected that we're going to handle in the playoffs.
That's what I said. Those are down the stretch. I mean, I know y'all want to sit. I know y'all say y'all want to play whoever's on our whoever we get fall to us. But if we could maneuver so we can get a chance to play the Cleveland or Chicago in that first round, I think the Sixers should really start thinking about that.
Nah, you just get in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking about if you know that if you could lose one game,
so lose a game, you talking that Brett Brown type stuff. You want to develop this losing rather them win.
That's not a losing mentality. I'm not saying
it is.
Lose. What I'm saying is, if you know coming down the stretch, you got an option of matching up against Toronto or let's say Milwaukee or Boston. Or I can get favorable matchups with Chicago or Cleveland. If I got a chance to get one of the favorable matchups, I'm going to do that as the head coach.
Let me ask you this.
You can't.
Did Thybulle show his worth on the one play? Just for the one play, is that worth it for Thybulle?
Well, I think so because I think that on the regular he does that more than one time a game, that type of defense. So and I get it. I get it how we feel about offense and everything else. And of course, we all want him to have better offense. But I do think that the more he's out there with Harden and Embiid, they're finding spots to get him the ball like close to the basket and have opportunities. I think he's getting more active on the rebounds. And I think that those big defensive plays do matter at certain points of the game. When you get big defensive plays, it can switch the momentum of a game. So being said, if Danny Green is the other option, I'm rather than having Matisse out there for the bulk of those minutes.
Thanks, Herb. Matchups do matter.
I think
it does.
I think B though, to be honest with you, playing these games, playing the back-to-backs, not looking to take games off actually helps him. It helps his conditioning. It helps him be ready to play longer minutes when he has to. Yep. All that rest games and things like that. Listen, for injuries gonna happen. You're trying to avoid an injury by resting the game. Let this man play. Let him play to get his gas tank up. Let him play against endurance. Let him play to be ready. Him playing all these games, to me, helps Joel Embiid in the long run. If you got to play longer minutes in the playoffs, so be it.
I
He
agree with
ready.
you.
I agree. Appreciate that. Appreciate that super chat, Mons. Appreciate the love, bro. And I agree with you. I would love to. I think the 2 spot is where I would like to be. I know people don't want to be in a 1 spot or 2 spot
Hey, when
because
he
it's a
get
change.
hey Wayne, when he get a super chat, he get priority. You got to read his joint.
Yeah, you got to read.
Oh, read the whole. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He said. I'm sure everybody see it, but he said it'd be nice to finish number 2 seed and get the Cavs in the first round. Owning them this season, Harden got to get going offensively though. Great show, fellas. Appreciate it. But I do agree. Harden does have to get going on offense. I think we've all said that. He's missing open shots, bro. If he can, I mean, my goodness, at least get hot or warm up. Like he's shooting like 30% or less from the 3-pointer every night. Like if he could just get that, if he could just shoot up 35% from the 3-pointer with the open looks that he's getting, it will make a drastic difference in the game.
And you could see how much it's bothering him because when he made the 1-3, you seen how he was like it's about time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
you could tell it's bothering him by how many threes.
What do y'all think is wrong though? Why did he just fall off? Is it mental? Does he got bend?
I think it's about rhythm. It's about rhythm.
You know what I think? And it's something that y'all alluded to early in the season. Remember when they changed the basketball, right? And we talking about how like a lot of guys was off and didn't have. It looked like he never got his touch back from that. Because I mean, but then again, I don't think he was shooting great from 3 last year. I think his shooting started dipping last year too. You know what I'm saying? But it's something about it. Like this shot, it's like his shot it looked like it's on target and then it rattles in and out. And I think once he gets a couple of them rattling in and out, then he tries to adjust it some kind of way or he hesitates and then he ends up shooting a brick or air ball. So it definitely seems like it's a little bit mental right now. I agree with
I'm about to say it's a little mental too. Even on a catch and shoot, stop hesitating. You know, like when B doing that one on the catch and shoot, he just shot. Stop when you open. Stop hesitating on the catch and shoot.
That was a very nice pass.
Yeah, I know you used the pound step back. I know you used the rhythm thing. Maybe it's the dribble thing. You know, with him shooting the ball, shooting the 3. So I think it'll take a little time that we don't have this year for him to get the catch and shoot really down. So I mean, I don't really want to see him dribble the ball out.
I'm waiting for Batman to get his partner. It's like I thought Embiid, because Embiid this is a great year. There's no weaknesses as far as what he could do this year. I know he had those games every once in a while. He had those games. We have a lot of turnovers, but I'm saying right now the way he's playing, all he needs is a complimentary piece, and we all right. We can match up against anybody. And James Harden, I thought he was going to be that bull, but he just something ain't right. He ain't the same James Harden that we used to.
But that being said, I think that he does open up a lot. I still think that his value comes in that he does open a lot of stuff up for people. I mean, and I'm saying for the people who when Ben Simmons was here, and I was one of them, that said they appreciated how Ben would give people open shots and things like that. Harden does that, but he has a greater chance. He also has a greater threat of scoring as well.
Not
and he gets
necessarily.
The same huh?
Not now.
What you mean not now? He still
Ben ain't never shot 30%. Ben ain't never shot 30%.
Has Ben ever shot a 3? Has Ben ever hit that many? Has he ever shot over 70% free throws? Harden shooting free throws at like an 80-something clip.
Last year,
and he's shooting like 9 or 10 of them a game.
I get it, but like
Ben will not ever score the way Harden can score, even in Harden's off year.
No, Harden's been so off that it's kind of almost comparable to Ben production.
Stop it. Stop.
But the thing is, Harden, it ain't just this. The thing with Harden, it's not just with the Sixers. He's been off. He's been off all year.
And he got
remember we talked about before. His number's been down all year. This is probably his worst he's been shooting in his career. I think maybe 1 year he was around the same.
That's why I mentioned the change in basketball. That remember y'all was talking about that early in the season.
It could be. He's been down all year. So, is it a slump? A yearly slump? Is his game regressing at that alarming of a rate? If he is, that's very alarming for the Sixers organization. You really gotta look at that. They should know best. They see him every day. They see him in practice. They see what he's working on. They should be able to see his flaws. They should be able to tell if he's worth the supermax that he wants. So,
all right. So Harden.
This year's about Harden. This offseason is about Harden and probably what the Sixers want to do with him, with this team. But In the game, even Maxey though, he was in foul trouble. Maxey looked good. That third quarter, he made some huge shots.
He always
Let's
look
not
good in the
overlook the
third, but
ball, Max.
that's his quarter. Well, let me ask you this: Harden's output, where he averaging like 3.5 turnovers a game, plus he's shooting like 35, less than 40% from the field. Is that comparable to what Ben was doing at his?
No, because
you don't care about Ben.
I'm asking you because
it's not comparable. No, it's not comparable.
Not Ben.
Even though defensively Ben was a better defender, what I'm saying is if you take Ben's defense and then hitting like he was able to find Danny Green just like him, and Tobias,
you know why it's not comparable? Because down the stretch of the game, when it's tight, you need your ball handler to handle the ball. Like tonight. Harden handled the ball. Him and B ran some pick and rolls. He got B the ball in certain positions, or he went down. He took his man off the dribble. He got fouls. He make foul shots. You're not counting on a player of Ben Simmons to do that. So you cannot count on your point guard to. We all talking about your point guard, like Ethan always says. Your point guard should be the guy handling the ball down the end of the game. And that's why he talks about him being your closer. So your point guard at some point in time has to handle the ball down the stretch of the game, and Ben Simmons can't do it.
Hey, Phil, let me address something real. Hey, Phil, I agree with you. Maxey and Toby have to step up. Toby didn't step up this game, but I think Maxey stepped up in the third quarter and made some huge shots. He made a huge three. He had an and-one that tied the game up. Maxey, that third quarter is what got us back in the game. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Am I tripping?
No, that was.
So he did step up, but when it's time to close, our closers are Harden and Embiid on this team. That's how I feel. I mean, maybe y'all feel differently. No, Toby didn't step up at all. But to me, personally, I'm really not looking for Toby to step up. If I get something from Toby, to me, that's extra. That's a bonus. But
that's why I say to me,
Maxey,
they're like interchangeable parts. They're interchangeable parts.
Maxey and Toby?
I need one of them. Either I need both of them to play adequate, and when you have Bede and Harden doing their thing, I need one of them to be adequate. With Embiid, I need at least two other solid games. Like either I need two of them guys to be like okay, and one of them to be outstanding, or all three of them to be pretty good, or like because B's gonna give you what B's gonna give you. He just needs somebody to give him. If B is giving you 30 or 40 points in a game, you just need the rest of them guys. The rest of the starters need to add up to about 60, 65 points. If Embiid's gonna give you 40, so. You telling me out of four other players that you can't get 60, 65 points, especially when you have Maxey and Harden and Toby? You should be able to.
I mean, I agree. I think Maxey has a better chance of stepping up and getting the shot and making the basket than Toby, in my opinion. So to me, the order is B, Harden, Maxey, Toby. Then probably I would try to get Niang for an open three.
Yeah.
I agree other than that, I don't know. I don't know where we go from there. What about the bench? What y'all think about the bench tonight?
Bench played a little bit better, at least in the first half. Because the Cavs bench scored 26 points in the first half, and our bench scored 16. That was a lot better than how they were doing before. I don't know how they finished, but the Cavs bench they was cooking for them.
I still
Niang was a plus 16 tonight off our bench. So I mean, he didn't shoot a lot, but I think he played some quality defense. He played some hustle. He was out there. I mean, he was doing what he was supposed to do. I mean, would you like him to score a little bit more? But he gave me 8 points and 5 rebounds. I
would like to see Shake get more than one shot in 15 minutes.
So our bench score finished with 21 points.
Yeah, but one shot in 15
DeAndre
minutes.
Jordan went for 3 for 3. He took advantage of his size.
One shot in 15 minutes from Shake. I mean, that just ain't enough.
That's on him. He got to take the shot. He got to be more aggressive. There was a couple times he was just looking around like he was just walking around like he had nothing to do. I'm like, I was getting frustrated because I'm sure Doc wouldn't mind if he was aggressive trying to look for his shot.
You think so? Yeah. You think so? Or you think he'd be benched? Is he teetering the line where he thinks if he does too much, he'll get benched? He want to try to stay even kill. You know what I mean? Because he was benched before. He ain't played for a while.
So he was hurt. Well, that was when he was injured, though, wasn't? He wasn't
benched. I thought it seemed like they was going between Korkmaz and Shake. Remember they gave Korkmaz a lot of burn. Now they're giving Shake a lot of burn. To me, it seemed like they're going between Korkmaz and Shake.
Well, I remember for a while Shake was out. Shake was out with an injury, and then he came back in and then fell on his back and was out for a little bit more time. So
yeah, Shake brittle. We almost
Hopefully,
I can't say enough about the boy with the boy Embiid. How he played today, dropping us 40.
He get all the praise. He get all the praise. Let's see what the national media got to say about him now. They love hating. All of a sudden, Joker popped up. Giannis popped up. Giannis was getting worked by Luka. I don't know if y'all watched that game.
I watched that game. Luka, man,
he was hunting.
That's what I kind of want. That's what I was expecting from James Harden, like a Luka type player. Like because all he do is he hit a lot of step back threes himself. And that's like 50% of his game, and then hitting people with wide open shots. And
honestly, I believe if anybody is going to win the MVP over Embiid, in my opinion, it should be. I think Giannis should be the only person that you could possibly take over Embiid. I don't. Joker, to me, I seen Embiid go head to head with him and beat him decisively. Outplay him decisively. Embiid and Giannis both played both sides of the ball. Brown was putting up numbers, but his team faltering, and he's like he's disinterested now or whatever. But I think that it has to come down between Embiid and Giannis. And
hold on. Let me ask y'all a question because it's up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wasn't. Somebody said they wasn't. Jamar Oliver said he wasn't expecting Houston Harden. We setting ourselves up. We thought that was happening. And Phil said that's what you keep telling them. I never
expected Houston Harden.
Tim?
Say it again.
Well, let me ask you, chat. Did y'all now be honest? Be honest now. When we first heard Harden was coming here, did y'all expect Houston Harden? I know I did.
A lot of people probably.
That was his last year.
I expected the Harden.
Exactly.
I expected the Harden. I expected Harden. I expected Harden that was in Brooklyn last year. That was an MVP candidate before he pulled his hamstring. That's the Harden I was expecting.
Yeah.
That's still teeter on the line of Houston Harden though.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Hold on. He only wasn't Houston Harden because he didn't need to be.
No, I mean I don't think that's necessarily true. He did need to be.
He was just averaging like 35.
He did need to be. Kyrie was missing games. Kyrie was missing games, and Durant wasn't playing. So they did need him to be that. But he was passing the ball out. They had guys like Joe Harris and all
these guys. They didn't need him to be that because he was surrounded by shooters.
Okay, but I mean I don't think his shooting. Look at his shooting percentages. It's pretty much the same.
So hold on. Before that offseason, before Harden went to the Nets, right? You know what he was averaging that year?
What's that?
In Houston. Yeah.
In Houston. I'm not talking about the game he tanked that year he got traded, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was averaging 34.
You talking about the year before? You talking about the year he was in Houston?
Yes.
You do realize they were playing in D'Antoni's system, which is very heavy on getting out and open and shooting. That's the kind of system D'Antoni run. It's the same system he ran with Nash, and everybody was all hyped about the numbers that they was putting up. That's the system that he runs.
Well, bring him in.
So for what? His team ain't win nothing either, and they don't play no defense.
The point is, Houston Harden gets a shot in a bucket whenever he wants. So y'all didn't expect that guy.
No. Why would I expect him if that's not what he was doing in Brooklyn?
Not telling the truth. Y'all not telling the truth.
Who's not telling the truth?
Y'all not telling the truth.
He was in Brooklyn and was an MVP candidate doing what he was doing.
But this Harden could barely get a shot.
Last year in Brooklyn, he shot 41.4%. This year, he's shooting 41.3%.
Y'all telling lies. Y'all telling lies.
Who's telling lies? I told you what I expected of him.
So,
exactly.
So what would have been satisfactory for you for the Harden coming in? Like,
no, I'm sorry. Hold up. Harden last year for Brooklyn was shooting 47% and 24 points.
And we need that.
That is what I was expecting. That's who I was expecting. That's who I was expecting. That's who I was expecting, and we didn't get. That's who I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a 35-point-a-game Harden. No, I was not.
But this is my point. You wasn't expecting 35-point-a-game Harden, but you expect them to do it if we need to. Exactly. If Embiid off and Embiid don't play, you expect Harden to get 35, right or wrong?
Yep.
I would expect him to be able to do that. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's not playing up. He's not playing up to
25.
what he's not playing up to what I expected and what I want from him. But I'm just saying I wasn't expecting a 35-point a game Harden. That's not who I was expecting when we made the trade.
So do you make it so in a season and we're still getting the same output? Do you resign him?
I already told you if he's not playing better, I'm not giving him the max.
First of all,
unless I can't sign
years
somebody
ago,
else.
it was a 2019-2020 season. Come on, stop. He was with the Nets for 1 year. He was with the Nets for 1 year.
What? And guess what? And it was in that system where he just dribble, shoot. That's what he was doing.
Y'all act like it was 5 years ago when he did this.
No, I'm acting like it was a different system that they were running in that was not working. It was D'Antoni's system.
Why you say it wasn't working though?
Because they wasn't winning.
They almost won. They did.
I don't.
The KD.
D'Antoni's a fraud. D'Antoni's a gimmick coach to me. The same way Phoenix would be the best team in the West, and everybody Steve Nash, and they get in the playoffs, and then they get thumped.
That's different. This was their first year together, and this is the first year head coach, and all three of them playing went all the way to the finals.
Who are you talking about?
Harden, Durant. I'm talking about last year's team, the Brooklyn.
They wasn't playing together. They almost went to the finals. They got put out in the first round, didn't they? Or second round?
Second round, barely.
But how they almost make it to the final? You said they almost make it to the final. Did the Sixers almost make it to the finals?
Yep.
When?
When they was gonna beat the Bucks. I'm convinced they was gonna beat the Bucks and get to the finals last year.
He came off a grade 3 hamstring. Listen, so y'all keep talking about this hamstring injuries last year in the playoffs. You don't think he had time to rehab that?
He should have got surgery, man. I keep saying
something.
He should.
And now, if he gets the surgery, is he gonna come back worse than this? I don't know. Who knows how it's gonna affect his body? Who knows how he's gonna heal?
They said Durant. That's what Durant. That's when the whole friction between Durant and the team and Harden was. They said he came in all out of shape. And because he didn't do anything, so
I'm not.
First of all, stop.
I'm telling you,
they didn't listen. Hold up. First of all, the Nets didn't want to trade Harden, so let's stop trying to make it now. All of a sudden, the Nets had to get rid of him because Harden was an issue. Harden did not want to be there with them because of the foolishness with Kyrie and with Kevin Durant.
Durant was mad that Harden came in the camp out of shape,
and Durant still wanted Harden to be there.
Initially, so
stop trying to change the narrative. But Harden wanted to leave. They didn't want to get rid of him.
It was a factor.
Stop. Trying to switch.
I didn't. When Harden first got here, I said he can't dominate the ball like that with Embiid. I said that, and I go on record. They know I was saying because they both dominate the ball, so it's not going to be a good look. I said this just a few minutes ago. What I mean by Houston Harden is if Embiid is struggling or somebody's not having a good game, can Harden still give you the 35 or 40 that he was doing in Houston? This is what he's here for. He's here to step up when needed to step up. He's here if B don't play or if B's struggling, he's here to carry the load. That's the Harden I was looking for. It don't look like we got that right now.
No, we don't.
Doc
made a move like that.
I mean, for the most part,
that I kind of liked, that I kind of respected what he did. He took Tobias out late in the game and let him sit in the bench for a little bit. I kind of liked that move that he did. He went with like offense.
And when he came back in, they went and Embiid and Toby actually made a nice play to get the ball down. I wish he would have finished it and got an and one on it.
I know. I was like, come on, Tobias. But I thought that was a smart move by just sitting him. Sometimes if you sit for a couple of minutes and then you
let him clear his head.
Yeah. He a little middle midget like young Ben.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, a win's a win. At least we got the win. So hopefully they keep winning and they keep working on whatever they're working on, getting these systems. But I think that their style of play, if they keep their pace, which enables them to get back on defense. And I think it fits Harden. And I think it's a good playoff type pace where they come down and they're deliberate with it. And I did think that Harden, I didn't think Harden was going to be Houston Harden because I thought that he would be more of a facilitator here because you had Joel. That's why I said, remember when we talking about if somebody come in here, like if Dame come in here, would it be Dame's team? Or if Harden, remember some people saying, if Dame come here, it's going to be Dame's team. If Harden come here, it's going to be Harden's team. That's why I always said this is Joel's team, and the ball's going to go through Joel. So no matter who you bring it in, this is Joel's squad.
Look, yeah. Joe definitely he put a stamp on this thing. Ain't no taking that from him.
The crazy thing is, I think
it was all over this game tonight.
Could you have gotten the same output from Spencer Dinwiddie though that you've gotten from Harden?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
What numbers did Spencer Dinwiddie put in? Was Spencer Dinwiddie last time we played him? Did he do that? What did he do? I listen. I get it. I get it. Sometimes perception is everything. Right. Sometimes perception is everything because it's the same thing with Tobias, right? Because Tobias has so much money, you expect so much of him that even if he gives you something that's okay, it's like he's trash. Whereas though it still may be better than somebody else, but because he's getting so much more money, he need to give you more. Harden's not giving people what they were expecting from him. I was expecting Brooklyn last year Harden. I ain't get that. People that was expecting Houston Harden not getting that. But what Harden is bringing to the team is not just like where, oh, you could have just brought anybody in to do that. He's like tonight, he's dropped a triple-double tonight. You know what I'm saying? He made baskets down the stretch tonight. He draws fouls on other teams that gets other teams and get their other players in foul trouble and stuff like that on a regular basis. So I would like for him to do more and be more like he was last year, but let's not dismiss what he actually does bring just because it's not as great as we hoped it would be.
But here's the thing. What he bringing to the table is cool, but the Sixers were in second place before he got here. This wasn't a bad team what he's making.
It wasn't a second place like that. It was the same situation now where they was jockeying back.
But we still weren't. We were second place in the East regardless. Now we're in fourth place. Now say what you want, but if we decided to make a trade, and instead of trading all of our assets, but actually just trading Ben straight up and bringing Spencer Dinwiddie and some other assets, that might make us a stronger team than getting rid of all of our assets and then just bringing Harden, who's struggling.
If you would have added Spencer Dinwiddie to that team, is Spencer Dinwiddie even a point guard?
Yes.
What's his averages?
You
don't even know because you just hear a name.
Listen, I agree. Somebody said who said that? And Pumad said some good videos on Harden showing Harden direct traffic. Listen, I agree. Harden does direct traffic. Harden is a very smart basketball player. He's very high IQ. He knows the game. He knows what everybody's supposed to do. He's a good point guard. He's just not shooting. He's not the Harden we used to seeing in Houston. Let me say that. And he's just not shooting good. And my man Phil keep trying to blame Maxey and Toby. Harden got to step up. Harden got to step up too. Harden is more pressure on Harden to step up to Maxey and Toby, in my opinion. Because Harden came here
Tim,
to be the savior, to be the Batman. Let's go. Show me why you here.
Your boy
Show
Spencer,
me why we gave up all this
Spencer Dinwiddie this year is averaging 12.6 points on 37% shooting with 4 rebounds and 5.8 assists. Don't tell me he would have been here and been bringing more than her. He's shooting 37% field goal. That's not even 3. That's field goal.
He's what I'm saying about Spencer is we wouldn't have got rid of Seth or
get it right.
Drummond. So Seth and Drummond would still be here. That means our bench
overhyping Seth. Seth is this what Seth did when he was with us, and I liked what he brought with us. But let's not act like Seth didn't do the same thing with us. He would have like 2 or 3 games where he balling, shooting, hitting all these shots, and then you see a couple games where he take like 4 shots, 7 shots, and hardly doing anything and playing no defense. Let's stop hyping Seth Curry up. He's not even playing over there in Brooklyn right now because of them ankles.
Yeah, if he can't help it, he got bad ankles.
I mean, let's. I mean, in all actuality, the fact of things, this was a good win against a quality opponent. You know, playoff team, a team we could actually see in the playoffs. I don't know where they ranked at. Where are they? 5, 6, 7? I don't know where they're at in the standings. They were high until some people started getting hurt. I know they're a guard heavy team. Their team is ran and controlled by their guards. Guards
Who's
are nice too. Cleveland.
Oh yeah, Cleveland is a good
Jared
team.
Allen for the season, which is huge.
But I like that matchup, and we got to go against them. I'll take it every day. If we going against them in the first round of the playoffs, I'll take it.
Hey, Phil, actually, Seth is not balling. He's been out for like 10 games. Same way with us. Remember his ankle? Remember every other game his ankles was hurt? But he's been out a whole lot of them. Seth Curry has missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 8 games straight.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
He just played.
He did?
When he last played? March 31st, he played.
I'm looking at this.
He played versus Milwaukee. He had 35 minutes. What you looking at?
Did he? I'm looking at the stats. It says game stats. I'm looking where it's listed. I guess I'm looking at the wrong listing. That's what Google got it as.
You looking at Steph Curry. Seth.
No, I'm looking. I am. I definitely am. My bad.
Assassin that man's character.
That's because when I put Steph Curry in, my phone ain't even want to put his name in there. My bad. I'm all wrong with that.
Like, hey, play
I'm like, that is my phone need an update? Like I thought I put the boy name in there. All right, so his last 16, 11, 12, 17, and then he missed 2, May 27 against Portland, then missed 2. Like, come on, stop hyping what Steph Curry doing.
Yo, imagine having a catch. You talking about catching?
Averaging 15 points a game.
Average.
That's good. Catching
on 34 minutes. 15 points on 34 minutes.
Imagine having a catch and shoot player, him and Tobias. Now throwing. And that's what I said. If you want to just wait until get that Halliburton trade going on, we'd be so much better. We'd be clicking because offensively we'd be a juggernaut. Do that Halliburton trade.
Listen. We got to figure out how we gonna win in the playoffs with this. To me, that's the bottom line. Rotation, minutes. So I think this is Doc's job. I see Danny Green only had 17 minutes tonight, which it should be his average. So
I mean,
hey, Rome Dollar is exactly right. Tim, you talk so. We gonna just act like Rome Dollar. Shout out to Rome Dollar. We gonna act like Harden didn't just have 32 against the Bucks. The Bucks, a good team. This team, possibly the best team in the East, and he dropped 32 on them. But you talking about Seth Curry? I mean, go ahead, man. And Dinwiddie and Curry.
If I had a choice between Harden, trading Harden, and giving up all them assets, or getting Halliburton, Hill.
Hold on, Wayne. You can't hate on Harden. Right? I mean, you can't hate on Seth. Then scream about how Harden had 32 against Milwaukee. The game before that, he had 14 against Phoenix. Then he had 18 against Detroit. He had 12 against Charlotte. Like, stop. Let's all right.
And how many assists? And how many assists and how many rebounds he getting? And how many assists and how many rebounds is Seth getting?
I don't care about that.
Seth is averaging 15 points in 34 minutes. Stop hyping Seth Curry. Guess what? Let Seth Curry shoot with more volume. And you know why he don't? Because Seth Curry don't shoot unless he's wide open. This is what he does. We watched him. And Oliver, you're right. And how many episodes we came on here and Tim or we was in here killing Seth because Seth only taking 4 shots and he's scared to shoot, and we needed him to be the other one to carry us along with B because Ben wasn't doing that. How many times we done had these conversations? Now he's not here. Seth Curry would have, if we'd have had Seth Curry, if we had Seth, we was number 2. Like, stop, man.
No,
stop.
I'm talking about in conjunction with Halliburton and Hill. Seth Curry, no team will be able to stop us. Offensively, we'd be a juggernaut.
Kurt Herter built a career off of Seth Curry.
I mean, listen, I think
one series.
Right now, we gotta get 4 games away from playoffs.
We 4 games in. Now
we can talk about coulda, shoulda, woulda later. We got to. My thing is, we got to work on what we got. We stuck. You ain't doing no changing. All you doing is the only changes you're doing is minutes and who played.
You're absolutely right.
Did we get any Paul Reed tonight?
No.
Nope.
This was a tight ball game, though, right? This is
actually a game they could have put Paul Reed in because you had these smaller guys. But I mean, I guess Doc trying to tighten up the starters. I don't know what Doc doing, bro. It'd be nice. Any other time Doc like to tell you what's on his mind when he talking about what players didn't play a certain way. Come out and tell us on your mind, like, what's your philosophy? Tell me what you really trying to achieve with some of these players. Like, tell me why Danny out there all the time. Tell me why Paul Reed don't get no minutes.
It's the way.
What happened?
Billy D. I'm about Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, with the cardigan and the glass of champagne with the fire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know.
He got his Mr. Furley robe.
He probably got the little robe shoot, the little house, the ones that look like loafers.
I got my toes out.
Everybody hit that like button. Give us some love on that like button too.
Rome Dollar 215. He said hit that like button.
All right. So what's up next? Who we got next? Toronto.
We played Toronto.
Or the Pacers. Is the Pacers or Toronto that's next?
We got the Pacers. Next? We get to see Halliburton again.
We get to see Halliburton first. We get to see Halliburton versus Harden. All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, sure. I thought it was Toronto.
I don't know. I'm all confused with it. That's why I asked.
It was in Indiana. Maybe it ain't.
I'm still mixing up Seth and Steph, so you don't get me lying.
Halliburton had 19 points, 17 assists tonight.
Oh no, it is the Pacers.
Yeah, 17 assists. That's nice.
Yeah, 9 rebounds.
With Indiana?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something with Indiana. Remember TJ McConnell was getting all these assists and stuff down there. They must. I wonder if it's something
17
with their
assists this game. He had 2 assists versus Boston, but he had 30 points.
How you giving them what they need? I guess.
Yo, this boy, listen. This is last couple games. 17 assists. He had 2 assists versus Boston, but he had 30 points. 12 assists, 13 assists, 12 assists, 8 assists, 15 assists, 7, 8. He quietly over there balling. But
so we play the Pacers twice next week, and they got the game to be determined on Saturday. So what y'all think they're going to they trying to wait and see what time they're going to put us on?
So they're like, do we really want to show that game? So the Pacers
Saturday and Sunday. It's like, is the Sixers going to be playing? Like, are they putting Embiid out there? Or are we just going? They probably waiting to see like if it's a tight race for the scoring title, and if Embiid playing to see if they put it on the Pistons or the Sixers. See if they put those.
Our last game is against Detroit on Sunday, the 10th. That's the final.
Yeah, and the Pistons is the Saturday. I mean, the Pacers is the Saturday right before it.
So we probably rest everybody that game.
If I'm
probably play that
depending
game.
on the matchup.
He might not sit everybody because they're going to be sitting down for like a week after that. He still might be trying to tighten some stuff up.
You can practice, don't practice. At that point, what I'm
but you still it's different running practice against guys on your team and stuff and running against other team starters to get a feel for something. So I wouldn't be out there throwing them out there for no 40 plus minutes or nothing like that. But and they might be jockeying for like home court advantage. Who knows what they set record? It might be before 4 and 5 seed. They might be having to play for home court advantage.
Or you might rest everybody because it might not matter.
Yeah. I don't think B gonna rest if it's a chance to him getting the scoring title on MVP.
That's true. So we'll see. When's that game? Tuesday?
Yeah, they play Tuesday against Indiana, then they play Thursday against Toronto, then Saturday Indiana, and Sunday against Pistons.
Listen, by the way,
did y'all watch? No, they ain't resting nobody. Smack the Pistons. Didn't the Pistons just embarrass them? They need to throttle them.
Let me ask you, did y'all watch the Nets Atlanta game? I don't want the Nets to get in the play. I don't want Atlanta to get in the playoffs.
Why? They still look good.
They look scary again, man. I don't know what it is about that team, man. But they look scary again. And I don't want them to get in the playoffs. It's just something about Trae Young, man. Listen, when the lights is on and it's time to play, Trae Young come to play.
Yeah.
I think Thybulle can make stuff hard enough. I think Thybulle can make stuff tough enough on him.
He ain't make tough just the last game. He don't get as much. He gets recognition, but not as much as Luka and dudes like that. But his team ain't doing as good either.
So you saying he can't put last year? All right, but Thybulle also ain't do that to Steph last year. But when he came up against Steph this year, he threw clamps out there.
Who?
So I mean, Thybulle, he did against Steph.
Now
I'm just saying that to say I think Thybulle is playing a little bit better defensively this year.
Yeah, but sometimes when you playing certain teams, just like who's we playing? Milwaukee, he didn't get a lot of clock because even though your defense can be good, sometimes you still have to score on the other end. You know what I mean?
Has the Hawks beat us this year? How many times we played the Hawks?
Give and a take. I don't know if they beat us at all.
I think they beat us once.
Yeah, I ain't really worried about the Hawks too much. They can't do the hack of Ben in this game to shake stuff up. So because that's another thing. Honestly, with the Sixers going into the playoffs, we're an exceptional free throw shooting team. We may be the best free throw shooting team in the league. So I'm talking about percentages and amount of shots that we get. The amount might go down depending, but I also think that it's something to Embiid being a face of the league now, one of the top faces of the league. I don't think that the rest is just going to let people beat him up. You know what I'm saying? And rough him up like that. Because NBA like to see their story.
They will in the playoffs.
I don't think
they not calling them ticky tack stuff in the playoffs.
Okay, It don't gotta be ticky tack, but they play. People play more physical in the playoffs, so I think it's gonna be legit call.
They do.
Let's be honest.
Why do you think Harden struggles in the playoffs?
Right, but Embiid is different because people have to play Embiid physical to stop him.
Okay,
it's gonna come down between Maxey and Tobias as far as who's going to be that number 3 scorer on any given night. And if at least one of them show up, we got a fighting chance.
Why? Because you expect Harden is going to do something, right?
I expect Harden to give me my at least 20, 10, and 10. 20, 10, and 8. That's fair. That's an expectation. B gonna give me he gonna give my 30. But all right, we gonna wrap this thing up. Y'all got any final thoughts before I close this out?
Signal just went out.
Good. All right.
I'll see y'all Tuesday.
We'll see y'all Tuesday after the game. You've been watching the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. Thanks for watching. Get them likes up. We out.
Peace.